Tonight, the lawyers in the sexual assault case against a Pullman police officer decide whether or not to retry the case.
And the reason why a wheat field on the side of the road has kids doing a no-take.
Murrow News 8 starts now. Good evening, I'm Logan Plant.
And I'm Malou Santos. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Former Pullman police officer Dan Hargraves will not see a retrial after being charged for custodial sexual misconduct. A mistrial of the case was declared September 19th due to a hung jury, but a mistrial does allow for a retrial. However, in this case, prosecutor Dennis Tracy says the victim does not want to go through the, quote, additional trauma and indignity of another trial.
2 men tied to the Ukraine investigation have been arrested. The Associated Press reports that Florida businessmen who are associates of Rudy Giuliani are charged with falsely naming campaign donors for President Trump's 2020 campaign. The 2 men, Lev Parnas and Igor Pullman, Furman, reportedly were trying to break the limit on federal campaign contributions. Furman and Parnas are tied to the Ukraine investigation for supposedly setting up a meeting between Giuliani and Ukraine's top former prosecutor.
Now, we've heard about the increase in the price of Cougar Gold cheese recently, and now we're learning that the College of Human Natural Resources and Sciences is using the money to go through the new building, Vogel Hall on Stadium Way. They are working to build the construction quickly, and we go to Gunnar Peterson now, who has more on this story. Gunnar?
Thanks, Logan. See, it's things like this, taking a 30-ounce can of Cougar Gold cheese and using the profits to go towards help building something like the Vogel Plant Research Center behind me. Now, these profits are in comparison also with the budget allotted by the WSU Regents Board to help build this. Now, these top 2 floors that you see here, we're going to be left vacant by the Board of Regents, and the construction team that built those were actually going to come back and finish those 2 floors, but they've actually changed that to make those 2 floors be finished now rather than later.
So Gunnar, why the rush to get the construction done sooner?
Yeah, that's a good question, Logan. Actually, so the Vice President of Finance and Administration, Stacey Pearson, actually says that having the construction team finish the 2 floors now rather than later is more financially responsible for the university, as it will save money in the future. Now, this building will open in October 2020. Back to you guys at the desk.
That's Gunnar Peterson reporting live from the almost complete Vogel Hall. Thanks, Gunnar.
Still on for the suspect in a hit-and-run in Spokane. According to KXLY, a man driving an SUV hit and killed a man riding an electric scooter late last night. A vehicle belonging to the possible suspect was found rolled over at North Pittsburgh and East Empire Avenue. According to KXLY, the possible suspect is a Native American man with shoulder-length black hair. Spokane police are still investigating the crash.
The state of Washington has passed an emergency rule to ban flavored vape products. Effective today, they are banned for the next 120 days. This is a result of the nationwide outbreak of vaping-related illnesses that have been going on throughout the year. There are signs that a majority of the illnesses are from vaping THC products.
A month after the Pullman Moscow Airport has closed due to the construction of the 3rd runway, PUW has finally reopened. I was at the ribbon-cutting ceremony this morning, reporting on the festivities. This project has been 20 years in the making. Today, the Pullman Moscow Regional Airport's 3rd runway has finally reopened a month after it was shut down. to put the finishing touches on the $154 million project. The new runway expanded 370 feet and is now 7,100 feet long. The ribbon-cutting ceremony featured several prominent political figures, including Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers, Moscow Mayor Bill Lampert, and the Mayor of Pullman, Glenn Johnson. It was a frigid 30 degrees when Johnson cut the ribbon.
Keep going.
Okay. Horizon airline pilot Steve Bosch says he's happy for the new runway. The inaugural commercial passenger flight of Alaska Airlines partner, Horizon Air, will arrive from Seattle on Friday morning at 10:30. Malou Santos, Murrow News 8.
The 21-year-old man accused of killing 22 and injuring 26 in an El Paso Walmart is pleading not guilty. NPR reports that Patrick Crucius seemed calm in court today, and his innocent plea contradicts a supposed confession he made to police right after the shooting occurred. Crucius told investigators that he planned the shooting and drove more than 11 hours to El Paso to target Mexicans near the border. If convicted, Crucius could face the death penalty.
Dyson has canceled plans to build a new electric car. According to the Autocar, the British company had committed $2.5 billion into technology projects, including the electric car. In an email to staff, Division said that they had developed a fantastic car, but there was no way to make it commercially available.
When we come back, John has the details on how a gold medal athlete just made history.
When Murrow News 8 continues.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside. My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny!
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Welcome back to Murrow News 8. I'm John Lee for Sports Today. The Washington Nationals will play their first League Championship Series in Washington, D.C. history. The Nats defeated the Los Angeles Dodgers 7-3 in 10th innings in a decisive Game 5 last night at Dodger Stadium. Three-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw blew a 3-1 lead and allowed back-to-back home runs in top of 8 innings to National stars Anthony Rendon and Juan Soto. Joe Kelly, another Dodgers pitcher, allowed a grand slam to Howie Kendrick in the top of 10th inning. The Nationals will face off against the St. Louis Cardinals for Game 1 tomorrow at 5:10 p.m. at Busch Stadium. U.S. gymnastics Simone Biles made history once again. Biles won her 5th all-around title at the Gymnastics World Championship Thursday. She earned 58 points, 99 points in balance team floor, vault, and uneven bars, and defeated Chinese gymnastic Tang Shizing, who was just 2.1 points behind. The 22-year-old gymnast currently has a total of 22 medals, which is the most World Gymnastics Championship medals for any athlete, male or female. After 2 consecutive away games, the WSU women's soccer team is back at the lower soccer field and ready to play against the Arizona Wildcats tonight at 7 p.m. and against Arizona State in 3 days. The 15th-ranked Cougars lost 5-0 against Stanford and barely won against California by 1 goal in overtime. Head coach Todd Schallenberger is happy to be back to the Palouse and expect to have a good home stance. HBO is scheduled to travel to Pullman to film the Cougars' home game October 19th against Colorado. HBO's new series called 24/7 College Football is going to take a look at the game preparation and teams' challenges on game day. HBO recently filmed at Pennsylvania State's Pac-12 game last week.
The Blues are filled with wheat fields, but one field is standing out for a special reason.
Find out why when Murrow News 8 returns.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside. My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny!
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
A massive art piece is welcoming people driving into Pullman. We talked to the man whose art is turning heads and even distracting some drivers. His name is Stan Hurd. He's a crop artist who's making a giant Go Cougs mural on the hill coming into Pullman off of US 195. The mural should be finished by today, part of a partnership with BECU and Washington State University. We now go to Yolanda at the Weather Center. Yolanda, will it warm up anytime soon?
Thanks. Well, don't expect today. Even it's outside, it's very sunny, but it still feels very cold. Okay, so the high was 44 degrees and a low of 28 degrees. I'm really glad I'm still working inside today. Okay, take a look at tomorrow's weather. Tomorrow we are looking at a high of 55 degrees and a low of 32 degrees. For people who want to see the sunrise at 7 a.m. and sunset at 6:09 p.m., be sure to wear your coat and stay warm. Okay, let's move on to the Washington State map. As you can see over on the west side, in Seattle, we have a better weather today. The temperature is a bit higher, and in Olympia, we have like 55 degrees. In five-day forecast, we can see except Friday, other days are kind of cloudy weathers. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Yolanda. Murrow News 8 will return.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
The great outside. My new mom and I have a lot in common.
So shiny!
We both love the outdoors.
That's not a flower.
And she knows a lot about wildlife.
A labradoodle.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play or even what you wear. You just need to be there. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Thank you so much for watching Murrow News 8 tonight. Have a good night.